So now let's look into the FuncAnimation in detail. The FuncAnimation class allows us to create an animation by passing a function that iteratively modifies the data of a plot. So this is achieved by using the setter methods on various artist examples. Some of the setter methods examples are line 2D, path collection, and these are some of the examples. So a usual FuncAnimation object takes a figure object that we want to animate and a function func that modifies the data plotted on the figure. It uses the frames parameter to determine the length of the animation. The interval parameter is used to determine time in milliseconds between drawing of two frames. So animating using FuncAnimation would usually follow the specific structure. So we will be discussing that structure one by one. So what happens is the first step in FuncAnimation is plot the initial figure. That's the step one. So let me type it here one by one so that it would be very clear for you. So this is very important. So FuncAnimation. So the first step is plot the initial figure. Plot the initial figure including all the required artists. Okay. So save all the artists in variables so that they can be updated later on during the animation. Then step 2, create an animation function that updates the data in each artist to generate the new frame at each function call. So that is the reason we call this animation as a FuncAnimation, because it works based on the function. The function will be called on whenever the function is called, it's going to generate a new frame. Okay, this is step 2. Then we have the step 3. Let's create a FuncAnimation object with the figure. Create a FuncAnimation object with the figure and the animation function and the so we have to create a FuncAnimation object with the two things. One is figure and then animation function. So now once that is done, along with the keyword arguments that determine the animation properties. And the step 4, use animation.animation.save or pyplot.show to save or show the animation. This is the final step of creating and displaying the animation. So use animation.animation.save or pyplot.show to save or show the animation. That's it. This is what the step-by-step procedure for our for to execute a FuncAnimation. So the update function uses the set underscore asterisk function for different artists to modify the data. So what's that function? it's set underscore, and here it can be anything. So the follow let's look into the table. Yeah, this table uses this table shows a few plotting methods, the artist types they return, and some methods that can be used to update them. So you can see on left, you will see the plotting method, and then here artists, and then set methods. So axis.plot, and then lines.line 2D, and set method is set data, set offsets, and you have axis.imshow. So a lot of things are there. You can quickly go through it, all those things. I will give you a few seconds. So covering the set methods for all types of artists is beyond the scope of this uh, module, or beyond the scope of this video. I would urge you to explore more if it is required. It's just a fundamental, it's a fundamental video. Okay, so let's take one example to understand this better. But by the time you just go through plotting methods and artists and then set method. So now let me get back to our, yeah. So here I'm going to take example. So let me type fig